Thank you all for joining us for the 2022 Federal Duck Stamp Art Contest. I am Suzanne Fellows. I am the Chief of the Federal Duck Stamp Program, and I will be your MC today. On behalf of the Federal Duck Stamp Program and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, I'd like to welcome everyone to today's special event. For those of you who are not familiar with the Duck Stamp Program and have never been to a duck stamp contest, we have included a lot of information, tentative schedule, score sheets on our website that you can follow along with the contest. I know that people are participating today from many different places throughout the United States, but as we begin, I feel that it's important we kind of center ourselves and take a moment to consider that wherever we are joining from this morning, we are on indigenous land. We had hoped to be in Bismarck, North Dakota this year and visiting the traditional lands of the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation, the Miniwakan Oyate and of the Spirit Lake Nation, the Yanktonai, the Sistan, Wahpeton, Hunkpapa, and other Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota Oyate of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, the Anishinaabe of the Turtle Mountain Band of the Chippewa Indians, and the Sistan Wahpeton Oyate Nation. Every place in America was, and many places still are, part of the homeland of the Native people, those who were the first conservation stewards of these lands. I ask that we acknowledge the heritage of today's Native people and respect the vibrant indigenous cultures that enrich the nation today. Thank you. As many of you know, we had planned to meet in person in Bismarck, North Dakota this year. I was looking forward to visiting with folks in person, seeing family, friends, and visiting old haunts. I went to school at University of North Dakota, and I was a visitor and a user of the many National Wildlife Refuges and National Fish Hatcheries in the state and the region. I have ties with Northern Prairie Wildlife Research Center, and many of my best memories center on the wetlands, prairies, waterfowl, and other wildlife of the prairie pothole region. I cannot thank my U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service colleagues, Sean Fields, Matt Hogan, Christine Askeruth, and Jackie Jacobson, enough for all the hard work that they did to help plan the contest and carry out the related conservation events. Sean is a great organizer and cheerleader for the duck stamp and prairie pothole conservation. I cannot name all of the partners that Sean pulled together and engaged in this project. Although we have tried to capture these partners' logos, and I am sending out a very heartfelt thank you to all of you for everything that you did. Sean retires from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service this year. As a special thank you, he will be receiving a duck stamp print of one of his favorite species. Thank you, Sean, for your years of service and this past year of planning and organizing for this contest. It was great to work with you. For those of you watching from North Dakota and participating in duck stamp related events still happening across the state, enjoy the events and thank you for celebrating conservation and our artists. We will visit in person one day. As I said, it takes a lot of work to put on the judging, and I'd like to recognize several behind-the-scenes workers who made this year's judging possible. Jen Chin, Carrie Duncan, Jackie Jacobson, Allison Mitchell, Dan Patterson, Corey Boner, Alan Prosey, and Daryl McRae all helped in getting the artwork prepped and ready to be where it's at today. We will see Jen, Carrie, Stacy Sanchez, David Gordon, and Greg Fleming helping as official scorekeepers and art handlers. Our communications and media team includes Valerie Fellows, Brima Battle, Kate Johnson, Stacy Sanchez, Linda Morris, Allison Stewart, and Vanessa Kaufman. Thank you. This year again, we have Walt Rhodes, who is a waterfowl biologist pilot, and he will be consulting with the judges and our lawyer as needed on any waterfowl biology questions. Of course, we have our great technical AV team again this year, TNDV, television from Nashville, Tennessee, bringing the contest to you. Thank you, Nick, Chris. These are the technical wizards. Fortunately, I don't have to touch the machinery at all. And most importantly, I would like to thank you, the artists. because you are the ones who have lent your time and talent to make this contest happen. Without you, we wouldn't have this program and this contest. We look forward to meeting several of you over the next few days as some of you put in some cameo appearances. We also invited several partners to send in video clips and images to assist us in greeting you. We will first hear from Jeb Williams, the State Director of North Dakota Game and Fish, who would like to share a few words with us.
Greetings from the great state of North Dakota. I'm Jeb Williams, Director of the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you virtually and to share in my disappointment that we are not together to celebrate this important event and to showcase our state's wetlands, grasslands, and partnerships, which are all critical ingredients in the productivity of North America's duck factory, the Prairie Pothole region. North Dakota has long been a destination for waterfowl hunters around the country, and it isn't lost on those hunters, no matter where they are from, that while this welcoming northern plains state provides wonderful hunting opportunities, its importance in the big picture lies in building and sustaining healthy populations of migratory birds, both hunted and not. North Dakota is at the epicenter of the Prairie Pothole region and is a critical stopover site and breeding grounds for migratory birds in the Central Flyway. The wetlands in North Dakota's Prairie Pothole country have long been hailed as the last great breeding grounds for waterfowl in the lower 48 states. Talk to any game and fish department biologist, and even those beyond our borders, that North Dakota is the most important state for breeding ducks. The contribution of ducks from North Dakota into the fall flight is unmatched by any other state, and its importance to duck hunters cannot be understated. Knowing and understanding this, it's no wonder that great attention to conserving upland nesting habitat and wetlands crucial for migratory birds is the central focus of many. Money generated by the sale of federal duck stamps to hunters annually have contributed over time to safeguarding approximately 600,000 National Wildlife Refuge and waterfowl production area acres across our state. To these secured acres necessary to migratory birds, we celebrate.
Thank you, State Director Williams. Many of you know Jerome Ford, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services Assistant Director of Migratory Birds. He has been a huge supporter of the duck stamp program and his staff. Jerome, would you like to say a few words about the program?
Good morning, and thank you, Suzanne. Yes, I would like to say a few words. Suzanne reminded me of the word partners, as she was giving a lot of thanks for our colleagues and our judges and our volunteers here, and definitely the artists, but all of you are partners, and that's how we see that in the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and definitely in the Migratory Bird Program. As we say consistently, we don't do anything alone in the Migratory Bird Program. Everything that we do involves partners. So thank you for joining us today, and I thank you for being such effective partners. I believe today may be the first full day of fall. I believe that would be right. If not, this crisp weather we have here is the perfect day to have a duck stamp contest. So I think we planned that just right, Suzanne. So thank you for that great coordination and great work. We mentioned Bismarck a little bit. I want to extend our apologies there. I was looking forward to coming out, and we had a lot of field trips and things planned there to meet with, again, partners out in that part of the world in the Prairie Pothole, which we know is key to duck conservation, waterfowl conservation, I should say. So sorry we had to kind of pivot a little bit to have the contest here, but as Suzanne mentioned, we got you in the queue, and we will be coming to Bismarck here in the not too distant future. First, as we get going here today, I was looking online, so it was kind of inspiring to see that so many of you have tuned in to the event today, and I think it's up, and we've had in the past couple of years. I think that says a lot about the program itself, and I think the interest in waterfowl conservation and wetlands conservation. So thank you all for joining in today, and hope to see you all tomorrow. I know tomorrow is a Saturday, but you got nothing else to do. Come and look at some good art and come join us. We really appreciate that. So over the next 2 days, our panel of judges will be selecting the artwork for the 90th Federal Migratory Bird Hunting and Conservation Stamp. Tomorrow's winner will be featured on next year's Federal Duck Stamp, which will be officially released next June 2023. And tomorrow we will also be honoring Mr. Jim Hartman, who painted the redheads that grace this year's Federal Duck Stamp. And as we know, that's a Hartman, so you know it had to be a hot commodity. A little humor there. Mr. Hartman is one of over 60 esteemed artists whose work is the center of tradition of the Federal Duck Stamp. We all know that the Federal Duck Stamp is a cultural tradition and is much more than just a piece of paper to fulfill a hunting license requirement. That piece of paper, the duck stamp, it is a vital part of our conservation history and culture. The duck stamp represents all the people who come together to conserve our natural resources. It traces our history from the marketing hunting era to the Dust Bowl era to our collective concern for protecting places for wildlife where we can go out and recreate from our busy lives and nurture our souls. And I think that's one of the most key parts, to get in touch with our souls and environment and the whole One Health piece. We can do that when we're out in the wild. So every artist who has ever participated in the contest is a partner in conservation. I can't say that enough. To all the artists, you share your talents to illustrate a story in a manner that can be more powerful than words. Your renditions of wildlife capture our imaginations. Your beautiful and creative renditions of our native waterfowl are a reminder of the important conservation tool. The Duck Stamp program was begun by people concerned about the dramatic loss of habitat due to wetland draining and historic droughts. This alarmed people like you and me, who knew that without wetlands and associated habitats, that ducks, geese, swans, and other critters that happen to use wetlands would disappear. These concerned citizens also knew that people depend on wetlands. Wetlands provide our communities with clean water, recharge our aquifers, and buffer our lands for flooding. Businesses and communities also benefit from conserving wetlands. That's because people use this natural resource, whether for vacation, hunting, fishing, photography, bird watching, or just plain simply listening to the sound of the marsh. There are many different types of people that purchase duck stamps, and I'll talk about a few here. Each year, waterfowl hunters purchase approximately 1 million duck stamps. Bird watchers, photographers, and those visiting our National Wildlife Refuges also purchase duck stamps because of the conservation dollars and the access to nature that it provides. We also have a very loyal following of duck stamp and art collectors who help maintain the tradition of owning a physical stamp. And I think that is important, owning that physical stamp. That is, again, it's part of our heritage. Do not want to see that fade away. And oftentimes you'll hear me say, the duck stamp program is one of the most successful conservation programs in the history of this country. Until somebody tells me different, I'm going to keep saying that because I believe it. But it is our artists who have taken the most unique of approaches to support conservation. The contest today is about choosing the art and recognizing the talents and artists while celebrating the unique conservation program and its legacy of protecting millions of acres of habitat. I know that each artist put their heart and soul into their entry, and whichever piece of artwork is chosen, it will become a cherished part of our conservation history. So before we get started, I would like to send a heartfelt thank you to each artist who shared their entry with us. Collectively, you are the partners that make the Duck Stamp Contest possible. I sincerely thank you. Now, I am excited for the contest to begin, and I look forward to meeting our next winner. And I know that Director Martha Williams shares my enthusiasm. Martha was unable to attend today, but she sent her regards and has a video message to share with us today. Thank you.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2022 Federal Duck Stamp Contest. I'm Martha Williams, Director of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and a proud supporter of the Duck Stamp program. I know many of you also purchased this annual conservation stamp, and thank you so much for being such a valuable partner. For those of you who are new to the contest, welcome, and thank you for joining us. This past year sure brought a lot of great attention to the duck stamp program. Whether it was the Last Week Tonight show with John Oliver and their donation to the Migratory Bird Conservation Fund, from their unofficial art auction, or the swell of international social media interest attributable to young artists and the duck stamp program enthusiasts. This past year's clearly introduced this legacy program to new audiences, and we're so thrilled with all of the new interest and attention in the duck stamp. This year, we have 187 entries that we will be judging. Today, we all feel that anticipation as we start the contest and see what piece of art will adorn next year's duck stamp. We'd hoped to have this year's contest in person, but due to health concerns and continuing COVID-19, we made the decision to keep this virtual again. But the outcome remains the same: to see the selection of the winning art that will be the design for the prestigious 2023-2024 federal duck stamp. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife produces this federal duck stamp, which sells for $25 and raises approximately $40 million through sales each year, all to support critical conservation of wetland habitats in the National Wildlife Refuge System. 89 years since the first stamp was issued, sales of migratory hunting and conservation stamps to hunters, bird watchers, outdoor enthusiasts, refuge visitors, and stamp collectors have raised more than $1.1 billion. Yes, that's billion with a capital B, which has been used to conserve over 6 million acres of wetland habitats for birds and other wildlife. These same wildlife habitats also help address the impacts of climate change by providing a buffer from floods and droughts, and they store immense amounts of carbon. Wetlands help purify water supplies, provide economic support to local communities, and provide numerous recreational opportunities for all of us to enjoy. Conservation stewardship of public lands is an essential component of the Biden-Harris administration's The America the Beautiful initiative, a decade-long challenge to pursue a locally led and voluntary nationwide effort to conserve, connect, and restore the lands, waters, and wildlife upon which we all depend. A 2019 paper in Science found that North America has lost almost 3 billion birds since the 1970s. Almost all groups of birds have seen major declines, almost all, except for wetland species, especially waterfowl. As a group, most waterfowl species populations have actually increased. The duck stamp has undoubtedly played a major role in that success story and provides a potential model for how we can bring back other groups of birds, and will certainly play a role in the America the Beautiful initiative to conserve 30% of our land and waters by 2030. This conservation program depends on people just like you who purchase the stamp. To be part of this proud legacy, all you need to do is purchase a federal duck stamp at a National Wildlife Refuge, sporting goods store, or other retailer through the U.S. Postal Service or even online. And one of the most important reasons this program is so successful and why we're here today is because of the artists that believe in the mission of the duck stamp program and share their talent to continue this legacy. The federal duck stamp contest that will commence shortly is the only juried art contest hosted by the U.S. government. And after seeing the impressive artwork that's been entered this year, it really makes me appreciate the dedication these artists are willing to put into the chance to help raise funds for this program. The talent on display is incredible. These stunning paintings are so impressive that they'll be helping to inspire others to protect wildlife and wild places. Because that's what the duck stamp program is all about. Art and conservation coming together to make a lasting contribution for wildlife. And on that note, I'm excited for the judging to start and being one of the first people to see the winning design. Now, let's get started.
Thank you very much, Ms. Williams. Thank you, Mr. Ford. Our 5 judges will review 187 pieces of art, and tomorrow we'll choose just one winner to grace the 2023-2024 Federal Duck Stamp. I would like to introduce to you the judges now. These brave souls will be making some hard decisions over the next 2 days. Richard Hoke. He's a philatelist and a conservation partner, an avid waterfowl hunter. Mr. Hoke runs a private duck club in Illinois and has harvested over 30 species of waterfowl. He has served as a judge for several state duck stamp contests, including Illinois and Missouri, served as a judge for the National Wild Turkey Federation's annual stamp, and is an avid collector of federal and state duck stamps. He has served several positions with the National Duck Stamp Collectors Society, including vice president, and is a regular attendee of the duck stamp first day of sale and federal duck stamp contests. As the owner of Canvasback Galleries, Mr. Hoke has over 30 years of experience in selling and framing of wildlife art and duck stamp prints. He was instrumental in helping initiate the state of Illinois to become the 5th state to require a state waterfowl conservation stamp. Mr. Hoke is a longtime supporter of Delta Waterfowl, Ducks Unlimited, the Audubon Society, National Wildlife Federation, and the National Rifle Association. Welcome, Richard. Next is Mr. Marshall Johnson. He is a conservation partner. Mr. Johnson is a graduate of the University of Minnesota and is the Chief Conservation Officer for the National Audubon Society. He has served as the Vice President, Executive Director of Audubon Dakota, and as a Vice President for Audubon's Conservation Ranching Initiative. Under his leadership and working with communities, farmers, ranchers, and other partners, more than $50 million have been leveraged, and over 600,000 acres of habitats in the northern Great Plains are providing critical habitat for grassland birds. He has a strong commitment to meeting the climate crisis as well as building a more diverse and equitable birding movement. He was the 2018 recipient of the North Dakota Habitat Award presented by the North Dakota Natural Resources Trust and has served on their board of directors. Welcome, Marshall. In the middle, we have Sean Murtha. Sean is an artist. He was encouraged from childhood to draw and paint. He graduated from Pratt Institute with a BFA and specializes in landscape and wildlife painting. He worked at the American Museum of Natural History's exhibition department and was responsible for producing over a dozen diorama backgrounds. Currently, he creates dioramas and natural history murals for the Bruce Museum in Connecticut and restores historically significant dioramas in the Vanderbilt Museum. He is a frequent exhibitor with the Society of Animal Artists, Rowatton Art Center, Lyme Art Association, Windham Fine Art Gallery, Cape May Bird Observatory Gallery, and the Yaqui Woodson Museum. Although his medium of choice is oil painting, Mr. Murtha also uses watercolors and often builds 3-dimensional museum models. He combines kayaking, birding, and plein air painting when he gets outside. Welcome, Sean. Chris Nicolai is a waterfowl biologist, an artist, conservation partner, and a philatelist. Dr. Nicolai is a research scientist currently with Delta Waterfowl. He began his service with Delta as a student research assistant working on redheads. After earning his PhD in ecology from the University of Nevada, Reno, he continued to study waterfowl across the country. He is one of the few biologists who can claim to have captured and banded every single species of native North American waterfowl. He served as a waterfowl biologist for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service prior to joining Delta. He is an award-winning decoy carver, an avid waterfowl hunter, and has recently taken up taxidermy to better his anatomy skills. He is ensuring that his daughters and other youth experience the waterfowling and hunting culture. He has served 8 times as a judge for the Nevada State Duck Stamp Contest and was the 2021 Federal Duck Stamp Contest alternate judge. Welcome, Chris. Last but not least, we have Paul Schmidt, who is still a conservation partner. Mr. Schmidt's professional conservation career includes over 6 years as the Chief Conservation Officer of Ducks Unlimited, as well as over 30 years in the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. During his time with the service, he served a variety of field and leadership roles, such as an outdoor recreational planner, refuge manager, refuge supervisor, special assistant to the director, chief of the Migratory Bird Management Division, deputy assistant director, and acting deputy director. In these roles, he guided policy and management across over 90 million acres in Alaska, guided implementation of the Migratory Bird Treaty Act and the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act, oversaw the federal duck stamp program and the North American Wetland Conservation and Neotropical Migratory Bird Conservation Act grants programs. He participated in setting of migratory bird harvest regulations and oversaw refuge land acquisition projects. And he was part of the federal aid at the time, now called the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. It's a tongueful. He developed the first comprehensive public use program for the National Wildlife Refuge System and initiated Urban Bird Treaties Program. Today, Mr. Schmidt runs a private consulting business in Virginia, where he enjoys birding, hiking, kayaking, fishing, hunting, and running. Welcome, Paul. I would now like to introduce our contest coordinator, Mr. Larry Mellinger, who is a lawyer with the Department of Interior Solicitor's Office. And Larry is going to explain the rules so we can get started with the actual judging. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you, Suzanne, and good morning. And as many of the artists that have been doing this for a long time and the duck stamp enthusiasts that enjoy this contest each year, you know that this is the time, in fact, this is the 32nd time that I have stood here and said the only thing between you and the beginning of this year's duck stamp contest is a lawyer from the federal government explaining the rules. As Suzanne indicated, we have 187 entries that these 5 esteemed judges will be judging today. The entry numbers go from 1 to 192, however, because there were 5 entries that have been disqualified because they didn't follow the rules. So we will announce those entry numbers as they come up during the contest. In brief, the rules are this. During the first round today, all 187 entries will be viewed by our judges. As they view each entry numbered, beginning with number 1, and the entry numbers are assigned by chronologically the order in which they arrived in the duck stamp office. And so we will begin with entry number 1. Well, actually, that was disqualified, so we'll begin with entry number 2. And each of the judges will have the opportunity to view the entry individually. They have monitors at their desks there that they will be able to see the entire time the entry is being judged, what entry is being judged. After each of the judges has the opportunity to view the original artwork, they will be asked to vote. In this round, number 1, they will be asked to vote in or out. Majority rules, at least 3 in votes, qualifies that entry to progress to the second round tomorrow. When all of the entries are done, there's still a second opportunity in the first round that the contest rules provide that each of the judges on their own can go back to the entries that were not selected by majority vote, and on their own they can bring up to 5 additional pieces into the second round. They're not required to bring any, and they can bring anywhere between 0 and 5 pieces. So obviously that would mean that coming into the second round through the judge's own choice, there could be an additional anywhere from 0 to 25 additional pieces. And the entries that are selected in that manner by the judges will be announced tomorrow morning before we begin round 3, or round 2 actually. During round 2 tomorrow, the entries that made it to that round will be judged by each judge in the same manner, in numerical order of the remaining pieces. And at that time, the judges will be asked to assign a number from 1 to 5. So the total score for a piece will be 5 to 25. The entries receiving the 5 highest scores will advance to round 3, and that would mean that if the 5 highest scores are 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, all of the entries that received those scores would be eligible and would go on to round 3. Round 3 will be held at around noon tomorrow. Again, the judging in the same manner. The judges will see each of the entries that have made it to round 3. At that time, however, they will only have the option of voting 3, 4, or 5. So each piece would get a score between 15 and 25. We'll be looking for a top winner with the highest score, a clear second place winner, and a third place winner. If there are ties for any of those positions, we will go through tiebreakers, and we'll hold off to explain that in more detail when we get to tomorrow. So judges, if you're ready, we will begin the 2022 Federal Duck Stamp Contest with entry number 2.
Please vote. It's out.
Was it out?
Yes, it's out.
It's not showing up here.
Entry number 3. Please vote. It's out.
Number 4. Please vote. It's out.
Number 5. Please vote. It's out.
Entry number 6. Please vote. It's out.
Number 7. Please vote. It's in.
Entry number 8. Please vote. It's in.
Entry number 9 was disqualified. Number 10. Please vote. It's out.
Number 11. Please vote. It's out.
Number 12. Please vote. It's out.
Number 13. Please vote. It's out.
Number 14. Please vote. It's in.
Number 15. Please vote. It's out.
Number 16. Please vote. It's out.
Number 17. Please vote. It's out.
Number 18. Please vote. It's out.
Number 19. Please vote. It's in.
Number 20.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 21. Please vote. It's out.
Number 22. Please vote. It's out.
Number 23. Please vote. It's in.
Number 24. Please vote. It's out.
Number 25.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 26.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 27. Please vote. It's out.
Number 28.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 29.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 30. Please vote. It's in.
Number 31. Please vote. It's out.
Number 32. Please vote. It's out.
Number 33. Please vote. It's out.
Number 34. Please vote. It's out.
Number 35. Please vote. It's out.
Number 36. Please vote. It's in.
Number 37. Please vote. It's in.
Number 38. Please vote. It's out.
Number 39. Please vote. It's out.
Number 40.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 41. Please vote. It's out.
Number 42. Please vote. It's out.
Number 43.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 44. Please vote. It's out.
Number 45. Please vote. It's in.
Number 46. Please vote. It's in.
Numbers 47 and 48 have both been disqualified. We will continue with entry number 49. Please vote. It's out.
Number 50. Please vote. It's out.
Number 51. Please vote. It's out.
Number 52. Please vote. It's out.
Number 53. Please vote. It's out.
Number 54. Please vote. It's out.
Number 55. Please vote. It's out.
Number 56. Please vote. It's out.
Number 57. Please vote. It's in.
Number 58. Please vote. It's out.
Number 59. Please vote. It's out.
Number 60. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 61. Please vote. It's in.
Number 62. Please vote. It's in.
Number 63. Please vote. It's in.
Number 64. Please vote. It's in.
Number 65. Please vote. It's out.
Number 66. Please vote. It's in.
Number Number 67. Please vote. It's in.
Number 68 was withdrawn. This is entry number 69. Please vote. It's out.
Number 70. Please vote. It's out.
Number 71. Please vote. It's out.
Number 72. Please vote. It's out.
Number 73. Please vote. It's out.
Number 74. Please vote. It's in.
Number 75. Please vote. It's out.
Number 76. Please vote. It's in.
Number 77. Please vote. It's out.
Number 78. Please vote. It's out.
Number 79. Please vote. It's out.
Number 80. Please vote. It's out.
Number 81. Please vote. It's out.
Number 82. Please vote. It's out.
Number 83. Please vote. It's out.
Number 84. Please vote. It's out.
Number 85. Please vote. It's out.
Number 86. Please vote. It's out.
Number 87. Please vote. It's out.
Number 88. Please vote. It's out.
Number 89. Please vote. It's in.
Number 90. Please vote. It's in.
Number 91. Please vote. It's out.
Number 92. Please vote. It's out.
Number 93. Please vote. It's out.
Number 94. Please vote. It's out.
Number 95. Please vote. It's out.
Number 96.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 97. Please vote. It's out.
Number 98. Please vote. It's out.
Number 99.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 100. Please vote. It's out.
101. Please vote. It's in.
Number 102. Please vote. It's in.
Number 103.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 104. Please vote. It's out.
Number 105. Please vote. It's out.
Number 106.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 107. Please vote. It's in.
Number 108. Please vote. It's in.
Number 109.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 110. Please vote. It's out.
Number 111.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 112. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 113. Please vote. It's in.
Number 114.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 115. Please vote. It's in.
It's about 5 minutes before noon here on the East Coast. Instead of taking an hour lunch break at this point, the judges expressed a preference to power through and finish round one before we feed them. But we will give them about a 15-minute break. So please rejoin us at about 10 minutes after the hour, and we will finish with round one. Thank you.
Everyone who enjoys wildlife, bird watchers, fishermen, photographers, refuge visitors, together with sportsmen, can ensure a future for America's wildlife by buying a duck stamp. It's the most direct way you can help wildlife.
In response to market hunting and mass destruction of wildlife habitats, waterfowl populations dwindled to an all-time low in the early 1930s. To communicate the need to restore waterfowl populations and habitats, Congress passed the Duck Stamp Act in 1934, which required all waterfowl hunters to purchase an annual stamp. The early license has also become a collector's item as a result of the national competition that brings together some of the finest artists in the United States to compete for the right to author the annual stamp. Over the past 87 years, the duck stamp program has generated more than $1 billion of revenue that has been used to acquire over 6 million acres of habitat, which communicates that diverse groups of hunters played a key role in wildlife conservation and restoration of duck populations. For thousands of years, North America's waterfall and wetlands were carefully managed by indigenous nations. When Europeans came to the Americas, the arrival of excess people onto the land destroyed essential habitat for wildlife through farming, mining, and deforestation. By the 1930s, millions of acres of wetlands were drained for farmland and transformed into ever-expanding cities. Overharvesting of waterfowl was another problem. Some species of animals and birds were on the brink of extinction, including the very beautiful and colorful wood duck, which was a result of market shooting, a tactic used to supply restaurants and markets with wild game. The Labrador duck also went extinct in 1875. Even birds with seemingly endless populations, such as the passenger pigeon, dwindled to nothing. New technology like shotguns that could be easily reloaded and oversized punt guns also innovated wild game harvesting procedures. By the 1930s, duck populations were at record lows caused by increased market shooting, continued wetland loss, and the onslaught of the Dust Bowl. Waterfowl advocates needed funding to preserve habitat, preferably something that would help communicate the urgent need for waterfowl and wetland management.
When things get really, really bad, then people kind of rally and they form groups. So Ducks Unlimited was formed, and there were a lot of local hunting clubs that were pushing for the government to do something. And so I think it was an awareness that there was a real problem here that created the duck stamp. And so you identified some of those. We were in the Dust Bowl days, as well as market hunting and unregulated hunting, and there were no management programs at the time. So everything that was, operating on ducks was operating to decrease the population. And when people saw this, they rallied and they said to the government, you've got to do something here.
On March 17th, 1934, the headlines read, "Duck Bill initiates wildlife program to announce congressional approval of the new duck stamp tax on hunters that would pave the way for the Department of Agriculture conservation program. The stamp would cost $1 for sportsmen and would raise funds for the purchase of migratory bird sanctuaries throughout the country. Revenues from the tax were predicted to total more than $1 million annually. One of the main advocates of the duck stamp was J. Norwood Darling, a Pulitzer Prize-winning cartoonist. He was appointed to lead the U.S. Biological Survey in 1934 and successfully rolled out the duck stamp program. As an artist, he also created the first duck stamp design, and in the first year, it raised $635,000. By buying duck stamps, people help waterfowl and wetlands across North America. Since 1934, all waterfowl hunters must purchase an annual stamp. The price started at $1 and has increased over the years. Since the low populations of the 1930s, duck stamp dollars have greatly increased duck populations unlike any other conservation movement. That's because dollars raised by the stamp are used to secure land. In the first year of the program, 1 million acres were declared conservation sites. The duck stamp is also a work of art. Beginning in 1949, because of the revenue success of the duck stamp, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service organized a national competition to design a stamp. The artist who wins the competition gains widespread recognition, and their art is an instant collector's item.
In the 80s, people were going crazy over wildlife art, and wildlife art in general originated from duck stamp art. And so people started, really promoting the duck stamp as artwork, and out of that came all the other wildlife artists, and so all of a sudden this wildlife art business kind of blew up overnight.
While a tenth of all duck stamps are bought by stamp collectors, the rest are bought by conservationists and hunters. The duck stamp program unites these diverse groups of people around a shared common interest. wildlife conservation, and duck restoration.
It's a great way to fuse both conservation and art, which I don't think you see in other places. And so it's those two things that mean the most to me.
Duck stamp artists use the duck stamp as a way to express their personal connections to duck hunting and the outdoors. The art itself is a communication of the values held by the painter about the desire to protect wetlands. It's more than just a painting or a stamp. It communicates a call to action.
This last federal duck stamp that I did, which was a wood duck, I painted a old mason decoy in the background. And for me, it's kind of, I wanted people to think about our hunting heritage. The decoy meant a lot to me because that decoy that my father used when he was just starting to hunt way back in the 50s. So it's kind of a reminder of a legacy. And it's a reminder that we have to be active and do something to support our natural habitats.
Duck stamps are a reminder that conservation efforts in the past worked and benefit us today. We must carry on that tradition because wetland loss is an ever-present danger. As the population of people continues to grow, more stress is put on wetlands that are crucial for waterfowl and other species. Wetlands benefit people as well. People spend time in wetlands to connect with nature. Wetlands are nature's water filter and flood preventer, and protect against erosion. Duck stamp conservationists and hunters purchase an annual license as a result of the shared understanding of wetlands, and because the program allows them to realize that they play a direct role in the conservation and restoration of duck populations. This piece of art, this stamp, has done so much. Today, the duck stamp costs $25 per stamp. That increase in cost over the years is much less than the increase in land prices. Still, duck stamp dollars have purchased and restored around 6 million acres of wetlands that are now federally protected. Additionally, conservation groups and local communities and national groups like Delta Waterfowl and Ducks Unlimited were founded to support conservation of waterfowl and wetlands. These organizations promote the stamp and market the artwork as a common item sold at fundraising events. Those dollars are not only used to restore habitat, but also to lobby Congress and state legislatures for stronger conservation laws and protections. All groups believe that there's more to be done, and the duck stamp story plays a bigger role in that.
Duck stamp equals habitat has been the message with the stamp for multiple generations, and I think that's an easy message that has resonated with the public.
The duck stamp program united different corners of wildlife organizations and participants through a shared purpose, communicating the need to also protect wetlands and duck populations. Through the National Art Fundraising Contest, these individuals and communities have carried on the importance of conservation and restoration, making the duck stamp program one of the most successful government programs in the United States.
I want people to see that this is a program that we all benefit from, and it's not just a hunting stamp. The hunters are the only ones who have to buy it, which makes me very happy that we have a hunting population that's willing to put money into the resource. But I'd also like to see other people step up to the plate and help too, because habitat helps us all.
Hi, I'm Rita Dumaine. On behalf of the nearly 400 members of the National Duck Stamp Collector Society, we hope you are enjoying this year's contest. The Duck Stamp Society will celebrate its 30th anniversary this coming March. If you're interested in learning more or becoming a member, please check their website, ndscs.org. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the contest.
million duck a few years ago. I knew nothing about the federal duck stamp program and do not hunt. I became captivated by the concept that one person with an uncomplicated idea could make such a difference in saving wildlife and restoring wetlands. So much natural habitat has been protected across the United States due to the enduring success of the federal duck stamp program and the enlargement of the National Wildlife Refuge System. I began collecting federal duck stamps after viewing the program, including earlier stamps. I cherish my modest collection and each year look forward to the newly issued stamp, hoping that someday I may be able to attend one of the contests. In the meantime, the annual federal duck stamp will suffice. My favorite federal duck stamp is the 1941 to 1942 ruddy duck stamp illustrated by Edwin R. Kalmbach. The duckling in the foreground, swimming in reverse, and the fussy duckling on the upper right make the illustration even more charming. My favorite wetlands are the marshes and ponds of Kiowa Island, South Carolina, a protected barrier island located in the state's Low Country. This photo of a handsome pair of blue-winged teals was taken in the marsh there. If you ever visit Charleston, please let me know. I'd be pleased to show you around the wetlands.
We will continue judging in round one with entry number 116.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 117. Please vote. It's out.
Number 118. Please vote. It's in.
Number 119.
Please vote. It's in.
Number 120. Please vote. It's out.
Number 121. Please vote. It's out.
Number 122.
Please vote. It's in.
Number 123. Please vote. It's in.
Number 124. Please vote. It's out.
Number 125. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 126. Please vote. It's out.
Number 127. Please vote. It's out.
Number 128. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 129. Please vote. It's out.
Number 130. Please vote. It's out.
Number 131. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 132. Please vote. It's out.
Number 133. Please vote. It's in.
Number 134. Please vote.
It's in.
Number 135. Please vote. It's out.
Number 136. Please vote. It's in.
Number 137.
Please vote. It's in.
Number 138. Please vote. It's out.
Number 139. Please vote. It's in.
Number 140.
Please vote. It's in.
Number 141. Please vote. It's out.
Number 142. Please vote. It's out.
Number 143.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 144. Please vote. It's out.
Number 145. Please vote. It's out.
Number 146. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 147. Please vote. It's out.
Number 148. Please vote. It's out.
Number 149. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 150. Please vote. It's out.
Number 151. Please vote. It's out.
Number 152.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 153. Please vote. It's out.
Number 154. Please vote. It's out.
Number 155. Please vote. It's out.
Number 156. Please vote. It's in.
Number 157. Please vote. It's in.
Number 158. Please vote. It's out.
Number 159. Please vote. It's out.
Number 160. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 161. Please vote. It's out.
Number 162. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 163. Please vote. It's in.
Number 164. Please vote.
It's out.
Number 165. Please vote. It's out.
Number 166.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 167. Please vote. It's in.
Number 168. Please vote. It's out.
Number 169.
Please vote. It's in.
Number 170. Please vote. It's out.
Number 171.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 172. Please vote. It's out.
Number 173. Please vote. It's out.
Number 174.
Please vote. It's in.
Number 175. Please vote. It's out.
Number 176. Please vote. It's in.
Number 177.
Please vote. It's out.
Number 178. Please vote. It's out.
Number 179. Please vote. It's in.
Number 180.
Please vote. It's in.
Number 181. Please vote. It's in.
Number 182. Please vote. It's in.
Number 183. Please vote. It's out.
Number 184. Please vote. It's out.
Number 185. Please vote. It's out.
Number 186. Please vote. Is out.
Number 187. Please vote. It is in.
Number 188. Please vote. It's out.
Number 189. Please vote.
It's in.
Number 190. Please vote. It's out.
Number 191. Please vote. It's out.
And number 192. Please vote.
And it's out. And that ends the voting in round 1 of the federal duck stamp contest. We apologize for the earlier technical difficulties, but please be aware that the entire proceedings have been recorded and viewers should be able to go back and see what they might have missed in the live link. Tomorrow morning, after the judges, as mentioned earlier, have a chance to go back, and each judge on their own may select up to 5 entries that were not chosen by the majority vote today. So they don't have to choose any, but each one can choose up to 5. So tomorrow morning, before we begin round 2, we will announce the entry numbers that the judges chose to bring back and be included in the judging in round 2. So we will look forward to you joining us tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Thank you.